March 9, 1916, border skirmish. In the early morning hours, the small border town of Columbus, New Mexico, became the unlikely epicenter of international conflict. Francisco Pancho Villa, a prominent Mexican revolutionary leader, led approximately 500 of his men in a raid against this American settlement. This bold incursion resulted in the deaths of 18 Americans, 8 soldiers, and 10 civilians, and prompted a significant shift in U.S.-Mexican relations. Villa's motivations for attacking Columbus were multifaceted. Following his defeat at the Battle of Celaya in 1915, Villa's forces were significantly weakened. The United States' decision to recognize Venustiano Carranza's government further isolated Villa, as it severely limited his access to arms and supplies. Angered by this perceived betrayal and in need of resources, Villa targeted Columbus, hoping to replenish his supplies and challenge U.S. support for Carranza. Columbus at that time hosted a detachment of the 13th Cavalry Regiment stationed at Camp Furlong. Under the command of Colonel Herbert J. Slocum, the garrison was caught off guard by the pre-dawn assault. Despite the surprise, the soldiers mounted a swift defense. Second Lieutenant John P. Lucas, leading the machine gun troop, played a crucial role. Barefoot and under fire, Lucas directed his men to set up Hotchkiss M 1909 machine guns, delivering devastating firepower that ultimately forced Villa's men to retreat. The aftermath of the raid was immediate and far-reaching. Outraged by the incursion, President Woodrow Wilson authorized a punitive expedition into Mexico. On March 14, 1916, Brigadier General John J. Pershing led a force of approximately 10,000 troops into Mexican territory with the mission to capture Villa. This expedition marked the first time the U.S. Army employed motorized vehicles and aircraft in a military operation, signaling a modernization of military tactics. However, the expedition faced numerous challenges. The harsh terrain of northern Mexico, combined with Villa's guerrilla tactics, made pursuit difficult. Additionally, the presence of U.S. troops on Mexican soil strained diplomatic relations between the two nations. Despite several clashes with Villista forces, Pershing's expedition failed to capture Villa, and U.S. forces withdrew in February 1917. The raid on Columbus and the subsequent punitive expedition had lasting implications. For the United States, it highlighted the need for military modernization and preparedness, lessons that would prove invaluable during World War I. For Mexico, the incursion was a stark reminder of its sovereignty's vulnerability, influencing future national defense policies. In retrospect, Villa's attack on Columbus was a desperate gamble by a revolutionary leader facing decline. While it failed to achieve its immediate objectives, the raid significantly impacted U.S.-Mexican relations and military strategies in the early 20th century. For enthusiasts of historical ephemera, visit history-collectors.com to find collectibles that might complement your collection. You can own a piece of history.